Meme Review. Welcome everyone to Meme Review.
The Last Emperor is a film about China's last emperor named Aisin Gioro Puyi or Puyi, who was played by John Lone. Mr. Johnston, who is Puyi's tutor, was played by Peter O'Toole. The film is directed by Bernardo Bertolucci. The movie is almost 3 hours long, which is pretty long, so it is important that you should be interested in watching lengthy films as such in order to really keep track of what's happening, or else you may be confused on everything later as the film progresses. Crowned as China's last emperor, after being captured and being sent to the war prison, Puyi recalls his life. He recalls all memories starting from when he was a child in the Forbidden City, where he lived the best days of his life. Having access to anything he wants and not being aware of the outside world and its complex political problems. Once he got into the outside world, the world he once knew turned upside down. Opinions about the movie are, the first parts of the film where the scenes were focusing on his childhood were pretty long. I think there are scenes that are somewhat not really important, like when Puyi is showing to his brother his stuff on boxes and when they run inside the Forbidden City and all the officials were following them behind. Became the emperor. Empress Dowager chose Puyi, who is only 3 years old at that time, to be the emperor. Now you may be asking, why did Empress Dowager chose a toddler to rule over China? The reason is, it would be much easier for her to rule behind the scenes because of Puyi's young age. But the twist is, she didn't think that she would die the day before Puyi's enthronement, so her plan didn't work. Scene: Puyi's cricket is from one of the officials outside the palace bowing down. In old Chinese beliefs, crickets bring good luck and blocks misfortunes. The official then said that the cricket now belongs to His Majesty, and the cricket unbelievably survived a long time based on the film. Since Empress Dowager died, Puyi grew up being spoiled by the eunuchs. Puyi remained in the Forbidden City after their visit to be the emperor's companion. When they fought one time, Puyi realized that he is the emperor only inside the Forbidden City, but he isn't outside. Back to the west, Puyi, which is also now known as Henry, traveled back to the Japanese puppet state of Manchukuo in Manchuria from Tianjin. Then he became the emperor of Manchuria once again, but he didn't know that he is now being controlled or being the puppet of the Japanese. He didn't listen to his wife Wanjung and proceeded with the ceremony. Then slowly, his wife became an alcoholic, opium addict, and lose her mind. Then, when World War II happened, the Japanese fell over and Puyi is now captured by the Russian troops. I noticed Puyi has quite different feelings about being the emperor because at the first part of the film, he hated the idea of being in the Forbidden City because you are not allowed to get out or see the outside world. The emperor must stay in the Forbidden City. But on the later parts of the film, when the communist Chinese people are kicking him out of the country, means that he can't be the emperor anymore, he then realizes that he wants to be the emperor again. But he messed up really badly and did not succeed. War prison, he refused to admit that he cooperated with the Japanese. Then, a few years later, he is released and became a gardener. Fun fact, Puyi is not known to the Chinese as a good leader, but rather as a hateful, selfish, violent being who terrorized the government people to the point that they were known to commit suicide. His cause of death, he just randomly disappeared during the final parts of the film, which is quite confusing. Apparently, his death is caused by anemia. He actually got 5 consorts but were in name only, which sparked rumors that he might be gay. For my conclusion, the film is really informative and is really helpful. It makes you understand a part of history easier. Although the film has scenes that are not intended for children to see, I would recommend the film to open-minded and more mature audience. If you are a fan of historical, autobiographical movies, then the movie is really worth seeing.
What? You never played Tuber Simulator? You know it's fun, right? I'm not supposed to give my opinion, but give it a try, and then you can tell me if it's good or not. Not convinced yet? Okay. I'll cut you a deal. The game is available for free, and that's a great price.